and I am a very high vibrational being, and I'm back to share information. I'm not doing no tarot card readings right now. I am basically explaining and going through the Encyclopedia of Spirits um, and sharing it with you, the collective. So that way you are aware what is around you. You may resonate or you may not resonate. That's your choice. And I thank you all. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe to my channel. Um, if you'd like to donate, my Cash App is $BELIVE 201. All donations are very much appreciated and very much needed at this time. I humbly am asking for assistance, help in whatever way that you are able to provide this help. And I thank you all. So we're going to start off in regards to some of the spirits that are around us at this time, whether you believe it or not. There's good and there are negative spirits all around. Some people use spirits to put fear in the collective. Fear is nothing but an illusion. They create this so that way you um, won't see the truth of what is really happening, what's going on in your life. And there are spirits that are called fairies. There are spirits that are called demons. There are spirits that are called dingens, devas. There are nymphs. There are mermaids. There are ghosts. There are nagas. There are orishas. There are elves and there are dragons. There's many um, spirits all around us. And the spirits, who or what are spirits? Spirits are powerful, independent entities who resist human efforts to define them. That's the absolute most simple and most basic definition, and ultimately the only one you really need to understand in order to work with them. More complex definitions exist too, lots of them. From millennia, mystics have characterized complex esoterics cosmologies explaining the true nature of the universe, including spirits. If this is if this fascinates you, a lifetime can be happily spent in study and exploration. However, this is not necessary for practical interaction with spirits any more than really understanding exactly how the lymphatic or endocrine system works is required for close, personal, satisfying relationships with other people. Spirits are ephemeral, volatile, fluid. They can be hard to spin down. Spirits have specific names, personalities, and responsibilities, but sometimes spirits masquerade as each other. Sometimes one spirit answers to many names. Sometimes one name may be used by several spirits. Sometimes several spirits share one image. Confused? Then you're on the right track. Wondering with spirits or not, like buying a carton of milk. Working with spirits is like buying a carton of milk. Requesting a miracle is not like requesting a timeshare or a bank loan. As similar as spirits can become, they are never commonplace, but always awe-inspiring. Although an intrinsic part of our world, spirits always remains out of the ordinary. A common synonym for spirits or deities is mysteries. Even It's even more common in French and Spanish. Spirits are among the universe's true sacred mysteries. If you're looking for something easy to define, control, comprehend, and pigeonhole, well, forgive me, but you're in the wrong place. Spirits resist easy characterizations. Spirits challenge standard modern axioms of space, time, and reality. They are valid reasons why so many have hard times accepting their existence. The benefits of working with spirits, and the process of working with them bring joy. To be in the presence of spirits is to be in the presence of the sacred. Working with spirits is a conduit to ecstasy. Spirits help us fulfill our dreams, save us from when we are in trouble, and provide healing when conventional medicines throws in the towel. Apparently, our fascination is mutual. Spirits have consistently proven to be interested in us as we are in them. At least some of them. Those with absolute no interest in humans are probably of no concern. You are unlikely to ever encounter them. It is not just that we can't forget them, they just seem to forget us, even either or leave us alone. And in general, as many people know, that's an extremely good thing. Yes, it's every once in a while, negative experiences occur. A ghost gone astray or an angry spirit encountered. Some spirits are less pleasant than others. Yet, this shouldn't be a cause for panic. These situations can be effectively dealt with if you know what to do. This This book is a guidance and a practical guide to spirits, identifying many by name and types. It contains information regarding to what to expect from spirits, the methods of venerating and working with them, or avoiding them if you choose. Before any of this can be accomplished, however, you first have to establish what are spirits anyway. So I gave you a few examples. Spirits resist easily. Characterizations. Spirits challenge standard modern. They are valid reasons why many have hard times accepting their existence. The modern scientific method requires predictability, uniformity, standardizations, and the ability to produce results on demand. Modern scientific method is a human construct created by people to fulfill human needs, goals, or desires. The spirit don't play. The spirits don't play by those rules. Some mysteries of the universe defy human control and complete comprehension. Spirits foremost among them. Contrary to scientific methods, spirits offer results as they please, when they choose. If anything, we are their lab rats. Sacred texts, myths, and legends recount innumerable instances of spirit testing humans. The most famous example derived from the Bible, most explicitly in the Bible of Job. Odin travels the world personally testing human hospitality, as does the prophet Elijah. The myth of Santa Claus, checking who's been naughty and nice, who's been nice, is a vestigial memory of spirits testing humans before deciding whether to dispense gift or punishment. Spirits are living, intelligent, sentient, and willful. They live outside our imagination. We didn't invent them or make them up, although we have certainly embellished and twisted many of their legends. Spirits are alive in our own way, which is not exactly the way many people or animals are alive, especially those ghosts. Now existing, ex, ex, now exiting word may adequately express the manner in which spirits are alive. But in this inadequacy of language, attempt to surmount this inadequacy have led to common paradoxical terms like undead or the living dead. Spirits are animated, capable of communication, travel as they please, or are ordered to react to stimuli and demonstrate individual personalities and emotions. Not all spirits are immortal, but in general, even those who are possessive lifespans so long that, for all intent, the purpose, at least from our perspective, they might as well be. Spirits possess their own kind of consistency. They are true to their own self. They possess their own rules, but generally their rules have existed for hundreds and if not thousands of years. If you familiarize yourself with individual spirits before working with them, there should be no unpleasant surprises. Those spirits who are temperamental, prone to violence, perpetually grouchy, or pranksters have no pretense of being otherwise. They are they are who they are. They make no secrets of their nature. Loki, Papa, Legua, and Mercury are unbanished tricksters. North, West Africa, and Roman spirits respectively. Kuan Yin, goddess of mercy, is forever patient and loving, but sacred scarlet, Bamba, Gira makes no such promises. Some people keep their deepest desires secret, but the spirit's own needs, desires, dislikes, predictions tend to be upfront and on the table. Information required to work with many of them is straightforward. Spirits may appear in different forms or manifestations, but each still has a basic nature, a true essence that remains consistent. The barons, the Geddes, Haitian spirits of the dead adore profanity and reblot humor. Yewa, a cemetery spirit, despises vulgarity. If you utter an obscenity in front of her altar, don't expect favors. Spirits are generally invisible, although many can make themselves selectively visible when they choose. They all that open space surrounds you, that seemingly empty air may claim that it's actually filled with all kinds of spirits. The Tuma suggests that it's good things that the spirits are visible. If you could actually see them, see all the merit spirits constantly surrounding us, we drop dead and shocked at all or fright. If you was to see spirits and around us in the empty space that you are in your room, there are spirits, whether you know it or not. Whether you believe it or not, it's a fact. Spirits are generally invisible, although you can make themselves selectively visible when they choose. All that open space, okay, I already read that. Spirits most often show themselves to people in dreams, but sometimes see spirits while they're awake, even when other people present are unable to do so. So spirits may come while other people are not aware to a person who is able to see the spirits around. This may be because the spirit wishes to communicate with that person, or because for one reason or another, high fever, intense hunger, or emotions, androgens, the filters that normally prevent us from seeing spirits, have at least momentarily slipped. Visions are also sometimes shared. Spirits may manifest themselves to groups of people simultaneously or not. Some special people possess the power to consistently see spirits, even when others can't, with or without spirits' permission. Sometimes people welcome or actively seek this power, which may be consciously result of intensive spells and rituals. Some spirits also bestow this ability. Others just see spirits when they want to or not, whether they want to or not. This person may possess specialized visions or lack standard filters. Some cultures and traditions perceive this power as a sacred gift. People are taught to use and control their ability for their own benefits as well as for the community at large. Other cultures and traditions perceive this ability as dangerous, scary, diabolical, a mark of Satan, or alternatively a pre that's pre preposterous and unavailable, hence a sign of mental illness. In fact, it can be very traumatic to consistently see what others cannot, especially if living among those who fear, despise, deny, or disbarge this talent, and almost especially if lacking the knowledge to control this power. Many spirits shapeshift, meaning they assume different forms. In general, specific spirits consistently manifest in specific recognizable forms. They own different forms the way you or I own different outfits. Some have extensive wardrobes than others. It's crucial to remember that regardless of how they appear, whether in grand or humble form, these are really sacred beings of spirit and energy. They may resemble a person, animal, or a bug, but that guise is a cloak. Most spirits are aware that humans generally find it difficult to communicate with anything except another human, at least something resembling one. Hence, when spirits wish to communicate to make their presence known, many do so in form that we can understand and handle. Of course, there are also those spirits who don't care and may even enjoy being terrifying. There are some stupid spirits. Again, no surprises. Their reputations precedes them. Some possess vulnerabilities that make it easy for humans to manipulate them. But in general, spirits are smarter and stronger than people. They truly possess the magic powers of our fantasies and dreams. There are many different types of spirits. Not all spirits are of equal power. Some possess to be supreme creators of all parts of the universe, of us. These spirits may or may not be one and the same, just using different names in different places with different people. Other spirits are created just like us. Some spirits rule or serve other spirits. Some possess unlimited powers. Others are comparatively limited but forward. It is wise to assume that even the lowest spirits possess a few tricks up its sleeve and should be treated with caution and respect. Some spirits, thank you for calling me delusional. This is coming from a book. Thank you very much. Some spirits are primeval. They may have existed since the dawn of time. The realms of spirits. Spirits live among us. Many possess powerful links with specific locations. The presiding spirits of a particular mountain or the city, for instance, or general religions. Spirits reside in caves, stones, and trees. Some spirits are profoundly attached to their own shrines and images. Others prefer to stay near the humans they love and serve, sometimes residing in their homes. Some spirits haunt marketplaces, bathhouses. Ghosts may linger at the scene of a crime. Spirits also possess their very own realms. The true definition of a shaman is someone who can journey back and forth between and human and spirit realms. Shamanism is among the primal human skills, maybe the true oldest profession. Luckily, many shamans over the ages have shared their experiences. Much of what is known about spirit realm derives from their descriptions, the spiritual equivalent of the travelogue. There are many various individual spirit realm. Envision a huge spirit universe parallel to our own, which is then subdivided into smaller realms, similar to how a huge catering facility may subdivide into rooms. Many parties occur concurrently, being passed from one to another. Portals and passages connect these realms, including to our own. Some realms are heavily fortified, difficult to access, like an elite private club. Like the club entrances to these realms may be guarded by fierce gatekeepers. Other realms are welcoming and comparatively easily for people to access. Different spirits reside in different realms. Some claim residence in more than one realm. Others travel back and forth, visiting different realms just like shamans. Among the Norse deities Odin, Freya, and Frigg each preside over their own halls within the realm Asgard. Sea spirit Rand lives among the ways of Hell, rules over the realm of death. Why do spirits help us? Different spirits possess different motivations and reasons. Love, there are our ancestors, personal guardians, or spiritual patrons. Some are beings of incredible loving generosity and mercy. Others, while not constantly altruistic, have generous moods, acts at the right moment or in the right way, and be rewarded. They have a loyalty of some sort, including ethic, spiritual, or professional patronage. Some spirits respond with bribery. Others help because they like you, identify with you, or seek an ongoing relationship with you. And anyone or a combination of the above may be true. Sorry, just thank you. Anyone or a combination of the above reason may be true. Sorry. But in addition, many spirits who help humans do so because it is their job. Providing assistance is their special function, their sacred charge, their reason for being. In many cases, they live to serve and are eager to help. Some have made a sacred vow of assistance, and so they must help, providing, of course, that you ask and are aware of the needs. We may never know how many unrequested miracles occur on a daily basis, how many disasters have been secretly averted via spiritual intervention. Some guardian spirits operate under, but most desire credit and rewards for their deeds. They want to be sure you know who saved you, who saved the day. The most powerful spirit can do anything. There is no wish that Isis cannot fulfill. However, most spirits are specialists. Should you seriously need legal advice, you would just ask anyone. You'll look for a lawyer. If your sink backs up, you need a plumber. If your teeth hurts, you will call the plumber. You look for a dentist. preferably one you like and find sim- sympathetic. After all, they will be putting their fingers in your mouth. Requesting assistance from spirit is similar. Associate the spirit you like and find sympathetic, and they will be inserting their presence in your life. So, for example, if your child needs spiritual protection, you would invoke Anubis, Bes, or Kuan Yin. If the love of your life wants you on a cruise and wish to go, but they are secretly afraid of the sea, spirits who can guarantee safe passage, including Poseidon, Yemaya, Ogwe, Mazu, various mermaids, and the Stella Maris. Another theory explains why some spirits may offer or withhold help. According to a Jewish legend, two worlds existed before our own. The one just previous to ours was populated by a race of beings who eventually came into bitter conflict with the Creator, who scrapped that world and created a new one with humans instead. Some of the earlier beings were destroyed, but others survived and still linger or lurk in the shadows. Depending upon who's telling the story, those primordial survivors may be called spirits or demons. Some are helpful, others perceive people as upstarts and are resentful, still others are ambivalent. Some blame us, others worry that we'll meet the same fate and seek to protect and assist us. The survivors of the old ones may perceive them as our elder siblings, disenfranchised step siblings, unfairly evicted prior tenants, thus explaining the complex blend of protectiveness, hostility, love, jealousy, and craving for gifts characterizing the attitudes of some spirits towards people. Working with spirits. I'm not going to do a big read a lot about this. How do people first learn to work with spirits? The short answer is that spirits taught us. The specifics of how that knowledge was transmitted are a beloved theme of a worldwide mythology. Details differ but frequently reference the natural affinity and attraction shared between spirits and people. For example, Siberian myth explains that the Creator sent a sacred bird to Earth charged with the task of teaching people how to shamanize. Siberia is vast depending on tribe and location. This bird may be an owl, an eagle, a raven, or a rooster. The birds fell in love with a woman. Their child was Earth. Their child was Earth's first shaman. Since those primordial beginnings, people have taught other people how to work with spirits, sharing information, techniques, materials, and methods. Working with spirits is intrinsically sacred art, but practical one too. But a practical one too. As spirits deliver on their promises, devotions increase. Weary or disenchanted spirit seeking is to retire, stop producing. That's where people seeking assistance quickly get the message and seek help elsewhere. If one spirit doesn't deliver, another may. The spirit then inherit the devotee's attention. Those spirits who constantly deliver, who dependently dis, demonstrate generous or hardworking natures, develop reputations. Words get around. Some spirits are eager for human companionship, hunger, or love and attention. Guatemalan spirits, maximum, for instance, bear the reputation of being exceptionally responsive and hardworking, as does the Vietnamese goddess Ba Chua Zu. It is the nature of spirits to be workaholics. This works to our benefit. However, like other workaholics, they may become impatient with slackers. You will expect to hold up your end of the bargain. So these are some getting into. It's a lot. If you want to buy the book, you're welcome to buy the book and learn about spirits. Some people petition spirits. Petitions are offered spontaneously or impulsively in a moment of passion or despair. People use spirits to do their dirty work. They call upon, they petition them. Petitions are formally presented within the context of rituals. This type of petition is planned in advance and awful of lot of expense and trouble may be taken to offer this petition. So people spend a lot of money with the person, sometimes journeying great lengths to be at a shrine at a specific moment. This petition may or may not be accompanied by offering the equivalent of a down payment on favors. Expect or show good faith. People pay for this. I never pay for anything. I go to God first with anything. God is my savior. I go to my Father first before anything else. If you have a time, I'm not even going to go there. Spirit expects to be paid for miracles provided. You want a miracle? What's in it for them? They may call Callias, especially in regards to sacred beings, but it's crucial to be blunt so that this point is understood. People who love and venerate spirits at all times, in good times and bad times, tend to recognize gifts and miracles when received. They are quick to render gratitude, affection, tribute, and payments. Those who may have petitioned a spirit as a well or long shot are more likely to dismiss experiences as coincidence and hence offer no payments or renege on a deal. They would renege on a deal. I don't trick spirits. I don't pay spirits. I call on my Father. I do incense. I do light candles. It's only for protection, for guidance. I don't do anything that is going to harm or hurt anybody. Miracles are providing spirits tend to demonstrate displeasure by revoking the miracle. Some spirits are more or less patient and forgiving than others. Got to be careful with the spirit that you are working with. Finding your spirit allies. Different people need different things. Different spirits are attracted to different people. Not every spirit in this book will interest you, nor will they, nor will every spirit be sympathetic towards you. Hence, this book identifies many representing a variety of traditions and belief systems. Smart guard of spirits. The most crucial issue, of course, is identifying your spirit, your own best allies, those spirits who walk with you, offering you advice and protection, who hear your petition and answers them. Obviously, anyone could speak to spirits they choose. The bigger question is, will that spirit answer? If a spirit doesn't communicate with you, that doesn't prove it doesn't exist. That particular spirit may not just be interested in you. Your own spirit allies, guardians, and protection will answer your call. I always go to God first. I do not. I do not summon spirits that is not of the highest good. The trick is identifying them. The mystery is whether a spirit will work with you or not. You are challenged. Your challenge is identifying your own personal spirit allies. You have to use your own discernment. How many spirits will you need? That depends upon you. Some people are social butterflies. They really enjoy the company of spirits. They create elaborate altars and throw frequent parties for the spirits. I never threw a party for a spirit. Many spirits are sociable too. Invite them into your life, and they bring their friends, their family, and animal familiar with them. Other people feel blessed and content with one spirit ally. Likewise, some spirits are solidarity or selective. They will only serve those people they recognize as their own spiritual children, not humanity or the needy in general. So those are some ways to identify some of your connections with spirits. You could build altars for your spirits, communicating with spirits. The methods of soliciting human assistance are straightforward. Make your request in person, by proxy, call someone on the phone, set like a fax, whatever. Clearly, contacting spirits is more complex. Challenges include getting your message heard, communicating clearly, accurately, and precisely as to prevent miscommunications, recognizing, interpreting, and understanding spirit messages and responses. You may speak to spirit out loud or silently. They can hear you either way. Because you did not speak it loud doesn't mean that the request was not made. Vows made silently, only in your mind, count. Acknowledge whatever pops into your head, if you only to refute or clarify. You may certainly communicate with spirits in any human language. Spirits respond to spoken and written petitions so clearly they understand us. Some spirits also communicate via human languages, especially those who appear in dreams or who engage in ritual possessions, in which case they speak through the mouths of people. Some spirits possess powerful verbal skills and are extremely articulate, especially those who exert dominion over poetry or communication, or who once had human incarnations. Be cautious with spirits to take special pleasure in human language. Human languages tend to lend themselves to abuse by tricksters, whether spirit or human. Some spirits, like people, revel in creative word games. Be careful. Always consider potential implications. Pay close attention to exactly what's being communicated. Speak plainly, clearly, and precisely from your heart. Don't use mystic, esoteric languages if they don't understand it. The crucial concern is making sure your needs are and desires are expressed accurately. If you don't understand what you are saying, how will you know what messages the Spirit has received? Working with spirits will sharpen your ears and comprehension. Spirits will teach you to choose your words wisely and to consider what is that you truly seek. You will learn to clearly articulate your desires to spirits, but also yourself and to other people as well. Among the byproducts of working with spirits enhance self-knowledge and improve social skills. Some spirits possess various forms which they consistently assume. Most also possess various preferences in food, fragrance, colors, and gifts. Some spirits are identified with certain numbers, trees, animals, birds, or plants. Individual spirits possess specific symbols known as attributes, which serve as equivalent of calling a card. Cards are spirits. These cards are spirit. Whoever works with tarot cards and they don't know what they're doing, they're opening up portals to spirits. And when you open up these portals, you need to learn how to close them. They are they work with the collective. Everything on the moon is never hidden. Everything is being seen, and it could be seen worldwide as well. And whatever goes around comes back around. And spirit may make offerings. Be careful with the offerings you make. These are spirits. These objects, forms, symbols, and presents are used as vehicles of two-way communications. They are vocabulary of spirit working. For example, Yemaya is blue, and her number is 7. She is associated with the ocean, with salt water, and with wet, juicy fruits containing lots of seeds, like watermelon. Hey, look, like watermelons or pomegranates, to attract her notice. Those are one of the things that Yemaya likes. Other means of communicating with spirits includes dreams, oracles, and visualizations. Spells and rituals can also facilitate communications. Some people create dolls. I don't do that. Are spirits dangerous? Well, yes, honestly, sometimes, but not in the way that many fear and imagine. And Alpha Romus suggests that the word fear is an acronym for false evidence appearing real. Much of what so many fear about spirit derives from thousands of years of false evidence motivated mainly by two reasons. Some people want to discourage other people from independently working with spirits, usually so that contact is maintained only by an official hierarchy. Scary stories are more fun, suspenseful, and interesting than happy testimonials, so are more frequently told and embellished to become even more interestingly. Spirits aren't lapdogs. They are not pets or machines or imaginary superheroes. They are beings of immense and even unspeakable power. That's why people venerate and seek to work with them. That power is why they are able to perform miracles and remove obstacles. Toy fairies, absolutely incapable of harm, are available in gift stores. The real ones, the ones with the capacity to bless and protect, not only possess that unspeakable power, but also the ability to choose how to use it or not. The following are the common yet unfolded fears regarding spirits. Spirit seeks to snare souls. Spirit inevitably leads you down the path of doom and domination. All spirits are evil. That's false. The short, blunt response is that these accusations are false, but to dispel fear, it is important to understand these allegations even exist. This is a crucial. Those who approach with love and respect may never ever encounter a negative spirit, while those who reek of fear may attract that most malevolent. Spirits in general get along with each other. Exceptions. Oshun and Oya have a long running feud. What this means in practical terms is that they shouldn't be venerated side by side. If you seek revelation with both, maintain separate but equal altars. Why? Two reasons. First, because otherwise havoc may issue major or minor. Classic example, my friend simultaneously purchased a glass shelled candle dedicated to each of these West African spirits and attempted to carry them home in the same shopping bag. Needless to say, violence erupted. The bag, the candle spontaneously and explosively broke before arriving to the home. The two warrior goddesses couldn't stand being that close to each other. Be very careful. A potentially larger problem is that those approximately distracts them. Feuding spirits may compete with each other, then dedicating themselves to helping you. However, even if these spirits prefer to avoid each other, they do not attempt to eliminate each other, nor do they paint each other as evil. Other potentially competitive pairs include Artemis and Aphrodite, Ares and Athena, Hera and Leto, Ogun and Shango, Pele and Polashu, Gradu and the Nagas. Don't stand there statues side by side. Don't make the same appeal to both simultaneously. Don't attempt to play them against each other. It backfires. Spirits can coexist. It's people who weren't, who who won't. When one nation conquers another, when one aggressive missionaries proselytize, the status of pre-existing local spirits inevitably becomes an issue. Typically, one or more of the following scenarios results. I'm just going to use one example. There's three. Older indigenous or officially out-favored spirits are demon, demonized. Witness of Jewish Bible whose prophet railed against venerations of I don't know, and Baal, although cooperation exists here too annually as Azel gets his goat. See individual entities for further details. These are spirits. Christianity dem- demonized all spirits who compromised aloud. To be a Christian meant to deny other competing spirits. To fail or to do so was a sin. The price, burning in hell. As Christianity became a world power, this doctrine was carried out all over the earth. People were taught that spirits whom they had previously venerated had in fact tricked them and fooled them. The church didn't deny that the spirits delivered favors, but interrupted these gifts as containing deceptive hidden costs, hell, fire, and domination. Spirits is officially explained only offered gifts because they secretly wished to ensnare your one true immortal soul and to send it straight to, regardless of whether the particular spirit in question acknowledged the existence of single souls or even the value of human souls. Many spirits, extremely ego driven, put greater value on altar shrines and public testimonies on their acquiring anyone's soul. Offering your soul is necessarily perceived as a good deal from their perspective. The ancient practice of bargaining and negotiating with spirits was reinterpreted as selling one's soul. Dr. Fau's style, the most argued and attempted to maintain traditional pre-Christian practices, were accused of hearsay, witchcraft, or devil worship, and eliminated the frightened into submission. After almost 2,000 years, the Christian vision was premeditated. Popular Western culture. It showed up constantly in media, depictions of spirits, especially on television, spirit hunters, exorcists, vampire slayers, characters who played no other indication of religiosity and who may not even be Christian, banished Christian emblems, crosses, holy water, exercise, and Latins because of the concept that Christianity and its symbols trump evil spirits is totally ingrained and depicted in this assumption. It is that no other tradition ever had to remove, recast, I don't know how to say that, spirits or is capable of doing so if thousands of years of worldwide shamanism has never existed. The alternative subliminal message is that Christianity not overpowers spirits, but other spiritual traditions too. After, after the equivalent of an almost 2,000-year-old campaign, even those who intellectually recognize propaganda may still be afraid. Ironically, this is potentially this potentially creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. Fear attracts the scariest and most malevolent spirits. It's fear that you attract these negative spirits into your world. Be careful. Personally, this the the one who writes this book, finds people far scarier than less predictable than spirits. But ultimately, it makes no difference what I or what I or anyone else writes, says, or advises. What is significant is that you believe, know, and fear. And if you're really afraid, you may already have had a bad experience with spirits. It's a vicious cycle. So then, exactly how are spirits dangerous? In what ways? In what ways spirits are dangerous? In some ways, spirits are not all different from people, just on a grander, heightened scale. Most people are generally good-hearted, although we all have a bad day once in a while when we exhibit crazier than more irritable behavior than unusual than usual. Some people are calm, serene, and even tempered, easy to please. Some are moody, grouchy, short-tempered, but this is the rare individual and exception to the rule who can describe as truly and thoroughly wicked. The same goes for spirits. Just as you, just as one can't deny the existence of the occasional bad seed among humans, some bloodthirsty, malevolent spirits certainly do exist. Some are described in pages so that they may be identified and avoided. Any spirit who encourages harmful behavior is by definition a malevolent spirit and should be avoided or banished. Malevolent, bloodthirsty, corrupting spirits crave negative human emotions. That's their food. If they find no food, they will ultimately leave seeking it elsewhere. What attracts them is intense violence, hatred, anguish, jealousy, and most especially terror. The scent of fear to a malevolent spirit is like the scent of honey to a bear. Love, kindness, and sincerity, serenity repels. Love, kindness, and serenity repel malevolent spirits that are best measured. One can take to avoid them. The presence of positive, benevolent spirits also keeps the malevolent far away. Nature's, nature harbors and vacuum. Evil spirits are not unlikely those super germs who appear when benign bacteria are banished. Keep powerful protection spirits close, and there will be no room for the malevolent. Magellant. However, it is important to distinguish between very few spirits who truly be wicked, determined by history of their action, as opposed to many who are slandered. Just because a spirit has been labeled evil or monstrous doesn't necessarily mean that this is true. Always establish who has been doing the labeling. Spirits labeled evil or dangerous tend to fall into several categories. Guardian spirits are often characterized as dangerous demons. Spirits charged with the task of protecting something, wild, nature, animals, or earth hidden treasures, are often characterized as dangerous demons. That's because what they're usually protecting earth from us, from is us. They obstruct someone's desire to take or exploit something. Hence, frustrated people label them evil and the label sticks. Example includes guardians of minds like the knockers or snake spirits like nagas. Clue: and many dragons whose sacred functions include protecting sources of fresh water. Guardian spirits also protect shrines, buildings, and sacred areas. These spirits are only dangerous to those they perceive, rightfully or wrongfully, as threatening or harming whatever it is they protect. They may be in fact inflict punishment, but there is nothing random about them. They are potentially kind and very helpful to others. If such a guardian has been activated or offended, sincere rituals or propitiation may be in order. Active efforts to protect whatever it is they guard may also calm them down. Some spirits demonstrate love aggressively. They are perceived as dangerous because their possessive, aggressive, protective inclinations. They are not dangerous towards those they love, but they react strongly toward a devotee's enemy or those perceived as harming or obstructing their devotee. The equivalent of sacred bodyguards. These are often among the most desired spirit allies. It is unknown for people, the aforementioned devotees to exploit and manipulate a spirit protective nature. At one time, the writer, cared for a number of Doberman pinchers. These are dogs. One was particularly fond of me, expressing her devotion via protective gestures. She could observe wisely, hoping to attack something as seems as a mean of providing love. Some spirits are similar in nature, but on an extremely heightened scale. Can this possibly lead to trouble and tragedy? Sure. If such spirit is your ally, it is crucial to maintain good communication, letting them know when you are truly bothered and when you are not. Many degens, gens, these gens, into this category, especially those who despise humanity in general but really adore a few selective individuals. Many so-called dangerous spirits are aggressively pagans. They are confrontational, not collaborative, or meek. In the face of new religion from which they were exuded, these spirits did not go quietly into the night, hence lengthy propaganda campaigns against them. For example, the Russian spirits called the Leshy is frequently described as a dangerous evil, sometimes even identified as the man downstairs. Stories about the Leshy refuses to assist people unless they remove their pennants, crosses, and stamps on them are told with the intentions of making them appear evil and unchristian. In fact, the Leshy is not Christian. He is, however, not evil, unless by definition, not being Christian is evil. Many spirits will work with you regardless of your other spiritual commitments. Not the Leshy. He is uncompromising, and as any Christian, in addition to serving as a guardian of the forest, trees, and animals, potentially bringing conflict with people. He is irritated by those secretly requesting his assistance while publicly renouncing paganism. Be careful with the spirits that you call out. Be careful with the spirits that you work with. Be careful not to go against. You have to be very, very careful. Very careful. Some spirits, sacred functions involve administering justice. This justice is often on the behalf of those unable to claim retribution. Otherwise, those in position of power and privilege who thought they could get away with something until these spirits intervened, frequently sexual transgressions, are quick to label them evil. These spirits are equivalent of undercover morality police. Many are protectors of women. Thus, in these pages, you will find a very substantial numbers of beautiful female spirits accused of seducing human men as a prelude of scaring, harming, or killing them. These seductions inevitably occur in lonely, deserted places at night. The men usually begin as willing victims or may, in fact, aggressively initiate the encounter. The part of this story that's generally omitted, perhaps because it makes the legend less salacious. It is that targets tend not to be random, at least in original version horror movie depictions don't necessarily stick to tradition. Many are targeted in response to transgression committed against human women. A classic example are the villa, famed for punishing men who abandoned women at the altar, who were impregnated women, then deserted them, which is conservative society effectively destroys the life of these women and their children, sometimes literally. Some spirits are immoral and open to bribery. They will fulfill any human request providing payment is sufficient. It is not that this spirit is evil per se. It will, however, not buff the request of hungry, jealous, or evil people, and so can be dangerous. Should you perceive that such a spirit has attacked you, the spirit are encountered safely by calling in more powerful spirits to floy and banish them, by offering a large bribe. They have no loyalty and will switch sides. For their perspective, there is no devotee, just a paycheck. Working with them does not lead to happy endings. Inevitably, these spirits abandon and turn on those who summon them and are so dangerous to work with. Although they are far from the only spirit of this type, the Haitian spirits are called Baka, are a classic example of a moral, independent operator spirit. Being honest with yourself keeps the spirit-related experiences happy and successful. Explore your fears, strive to face and understand them. If deep down you are genuinely to believe that all spirits are dangerous and yet you still long to commune with them? Stick with archangels and bohathivas, at least for starters. You can be absolutely confident that they will not harm you. They will also keep other spirits away if you act cautious. Know your vulnerability. If you are prone to abusive relationships in general, then be careful with spirits as with people. If you have a history of being exploited or extensively punished around, choose your spirits carefully. Identify your vulnerability and seek out spirits who will heal them. The following spirits are safe for everyone: Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Michael, and Archangel Raphael. Bohathivas, Gitsu, and Kuan Yin. Orisha Obatala, the Tao's spirits Mayo Shan. Each is being each is a being of pure goodness and righteousness. Each lacks even the hint of an edge. They are not jealous, they are not volatile or acquisitive, but endlessly patient. These spirits are safe for you. Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, Kuan Yin, Orisha Bahata, Taos. They will not exploit nor harm you. Worst case scenario, malevolent spirits have appeared. Low-level spirits will likely be at least temporarily dispersed by bells, chimes, firecrackers, loud noises, shattered poetry, plates, um, metals, instruments, castanets, cymbals, tambourines. If you have such instruments, then bang metal pots and pans to dispel those negative energy out of your energy. Peals of sincere, hearty laughter, amulets of holy texts and sacred music, a general aura of fun and happiness, and the presence of benevolent spirits keeps more powerful malevolent spirits away. Beware, however, that spirits who appear fierce or gruff often have good intentions or come bearing welcome gifts. Treating new arrivals with courtesy and politeness is often the best policy. Some may turn into good friends, others will leave peacefully if treated with respect and kindness. One last precaution: different people encounter spirits in different ways. Some people see them, whether in walking life visualizations or in dreams. Others receive them as bursts of inspiration via complex dialogue of symbols and gestures. However, some do hear voices. It is crucial to remember, especially in society where hearing voices or communicating with non-humans can be considered grounds for commitment, that you are never obligated to obey any instructions or recommendations from spirit guides any more than you are obliged to take advice from dear Abby, your best friend, or your mother. Working with spirits does not mean surrendering your free will. You are responsible for your actions. If you ever suggest something you are not comfortable with, just say no. Dispel those negative energies away respectfully, as always, but decline. Seek firmly and politely. Generally, only harmful spirits ever suggest anything truly harmful to yourself or anyone else. Modern humans are mar, margin, marginalized spirits to such an extent that danger often emerges from the misconception that spirits don't belong in the real life to daily existence. Thus, any communication is treated as either innately evil and to be avoided at all costs, or the opposite, something so sacred that it must be blindly obeyed. Neither extreme is true. Not all cases of hearing voices involve spirits. Sometimes it may be genuinely be a sign of mental illness. Mental illness and spirits are not mutually exclusive. This is very complex issue. Sometimes mental illness attracts harmful spirits or voice or vice versa. Some spirits express anger by causing mental disturbance or may be invoked to heal. Gen- Genuine spirit voices tend to be constant or overwhelming, but usually brief, sudden, and to the point. Spirit arrive, speak, and leave. Visitation typically stimulate a sense of euphoria, but may also leave you shaken by the intensity of the experience. They do not, however, cause you to cease functioning. A key and crucial difference between clairaudient mediums that act habitually hearing spirit voices and mental illness is that the medium can learn to control their powers like a radio, turning it on and off as needed. Voices engage in genuine dialogue. They listen and respond responsibly and do what you say too. Do not prevent functionability and do not suggest harmful behavior. Should the situation be otherwise, consult a qualified mental health professional immediately. Spiritual professionals such as shamans, mediums, santeros, mambos, and huagans may also be consulted. They will not be quick to dismiss your experiences. Treat them with the same respect and courtesy as any other professional. Do not be afraid to ask for reference or referrals. Medical doctors, gifted physical healers they rarely donate their services. Spiritual healers are not obligated to do so either. Costs should be reasonable. There is probably a going rate. Find out what it is. Expect professional behavior. It's not only mental illness. People need to be very careful when working with spirits. Very careful. Then there are different ways of building your altar. I'm not going to go into that. Um, candles. Candles, these are lit in honor of spirits. Request favors, communicate with them, repay favors, and fulfill vows. Candles may be burnt plain and embellished with no added ritual, but many magical traditions encourage personalizing candles so that the message may be delivered and it's more potent and specific. There are certain ways. I'm not going to go into that, as either learn your own way, research your own way. Colors are very significant. Some spirits have specific colors association. Where applicable, these preferences are included in the Encyclopedia. Altar offering gifts and candles may be color coordinated to suit the spirits. In other words, if spirit sacred color is identified as blue, then burn a blue candle or decorate the altar with a blue cloth. Blue is peaceful, tranquility, protection, healing, addiction, psychic, and emotional pain. Black is for fertility, protection against malevolent forces, healing of chronic illnesses. The brown candle is justice, legal issues, healing fatigue, and wasting illness. The green candle is used for growth, prosperity, abundance, employment, physical healing, especially cancer. Purple, it's for sex, power, lust, spiritual growth, and ecstasy. Red is for luck, love, good fortune, fertility, banishment of negative entities, protection, healing, blood alignments, and female reproductive disorders. Pink is for love, romance, requests for healing for children. The white is creativity, forgiveness, new projects. The yellow candle is for romance, love, sex, and prosperity, good fortune, and abundance. Remember that these candles are used as positive, and then on the just be careful on people use them for other things as well. But with your good intentions, this is what you will receive. The positive. The dreams. We have dreams. General mystic wisdom suggests that while sleeping, our souls or specific dream souls actually journey to dreamland, a specific realm. While there, we can meet other people's dream souls. It is also Renderous point where humans can interact with all kinds of spirits, including those of ancestors or other souls of the dead. Theoretically, all spirits may appear to you in dreams, but some are more likely than others to communicate with you in this manner. This is a very frequent mode of spirit-human communication. In order to receive these messages, however, one must actually have dreams and be able to remember them in detail. Sometimes spirit-related dreams are so powerful and profound that a person wakes up immediately afterwards and thus able to recall the dream. However, most dreams slip away unrecalled and uninterpreted. The average person has 5 dreams per night, typically an increasingly greater length. Many mystics traditions suggest that the last dream of the series, the one just before waking, usually possesses the most spiritual significance. So we dream 5 dreams throughout the night. I had no idea that we did that. None. But the last one, the last dream that you have is the most significant. That's the one where you are receiving the message. So as soon as you get up, um, right. Being awake abruptly causes dreams to instantly forgotten. Pharmaceuticals, sleep aids, or excessive alcohol intake may deaden the ability to dream. Dreaming is a skill. You can learn to recall your dreams in details as well as how to maintain lucidity and controlling the dream state so that one is active participant in the process. Shamanic journeying may then be consciously accomplished in the dream state. Various books and workshop teaches these skills. Um, yeah, there's different. This book is very big. It's a lot of spirits in here. But I'm going through some of the fragrance. Fragrance is very important. It serves as a mode of communications and as a bridge between realms. Fragrance may derive from living of cut flowers, aromatic wood, resins, incense, perfumes, essential oils. Fragrance is a tradition offering to the spirits. Many favor certain scents. In addition, some spirits signal their preference via aroma. Each Egyptian deity, for instance, possessed a signature fragrance. For example, Hathor is the lady of myrrh. The most famous vestige of this common tradition is associated of the Christian devil with the scent of sulfur brimstone. If you unexpectedly smell something that lacked any physical source, pay attention. It could indicate a spirit or a ghost. Certain fragrances are believed to attract the attention of consistently benevolent spirits, including agar, cinnamon, copal, frankincense, gardenia, myrrh, sandalwood, and strax. Synthetic reproductions of natural fragrances may fool people, but spirits can tell the difference. If you desire a fragrance, actual effect, use the real thing. Don't use these fake fragrances. I brought a myrrh that I paid $38 for. The bottle of myrrh. Sorry. $38 is very potent. Um, and I'm out of it. Very, very powerful. And I put it on myself. Um, where am I at? Okay, certain fragrances are believed to attract attention. Okay, read that. If you desire fragrance, actual, use the real thing. Other fragrances are believed to enhance psychic abilities, the abilities to perceive um, spirits such as lilac, rosemary, violet, wisteria. The fragrance of myrrh is traditionally believed to open portals to spiritual realms. I guess that's why it was so much 30. I didn't even have an idea that this is what the myrrh incense did. So I'm learning as you are learning. Literally imagine iconography. That's iconography. Literally image writing. It's visual language of spirits. Some, although not all, spirits have specific visual images used to identify them. Attributes are incorporated in iconography. A giant wearing a t-shirt that's too small and holding a massive club is a dagat. A woman's body sporting three faces, each pointed in each direction, is Hecate. A beautiful naked woman emerges from a huge scallop of shell is Aphrodite. So iconography, I don't know if I'm saying it right, please forgive me, may involve in any kind of visual image, painting, statue, postcard, and so forth. The point is that it is visual. The concept icon, iconography, I can't say it. Oh. Images used to portray and identify spirits is shared by all spiritual traditions, except for the very few that completely rejects imagery. Images may reference myths, legends, or history. They convey information regarding spirits, nature, or identity, a spirit's specific power. In the eras when the masses of people were illiterate, I can't say that word. Iconography served to identify spirits. No need to read words. You look, you took a look at the picture and you knew it. You knew who it depicted. There is a chicken and an egg quality of iconography. Does iconography, reflects how spirits have historically appeared to people in dreams, visions, or apparitions. I want to say that word correctly because it's not helping me. Let me just icon. Okay, let's say iconography. There it goes. Iconography reflects how spirits have historically appeared to people in dreams, visions, and apparitions. Or is it the spirits knowing what people expect to see match their appearances in iconog how you say it again? Iconography, so that they are more easily recognized. In event, familiarize yourself with iconography of spirits with whom you wish to interact. Spirits. These are spirits. These are good spirits. You attract whatever you visualize, whatever you want in your life. You put it in visual text, whatever. That's what you manifest. Spirits with very specific iconography will likely appear in that disguise or will at least somehow reference that iconography to make recognition easier. Iconography can evolve. In Newt, sea spirit Senda is now frequently depicted as a mermaid. Previously she was always depicted with legs. Iconography can also be tricky. For those whom an image is extremely familiar may assume that everyone looking at the image seems the same. Everybody sees the image differently and identifies the same spirit, but in fact it is not. Identification, you may find references to Egyptian Aphrodite in older mythology books. Should this reference inspire you to search for stories of Aphrodite's adventure by the Nile, you would be disappointed. Egyptian Aphrodite is not Greek. Egyptian Aphrodite is Hathor. That reference is an example of identification, the process of identifying one spirit with another. That's why you have to research. Although Hellenistic Greeks were not the only culture to engage in identification, they provide the most famous and accessible examples of what can be difficult esoteric concept to comprehend. Once upon a time, when Greeks considered the deities of their neighbors, they were perplexed. They were not monotheistic. They did not insist or existence of any one deity, but they did not insist in their own deities. The worldwide did not leave room for parallel pantheons or creation myths. So who were these deities belonging to foreign peoples? Two choices. These might be independent deities who could either be incorporated into the Greek pantheons or ostracized as monsters. Thus, Dionysus, originally from Thrace, was identified as Zeus' son who spent time traveling but returned to Greece and enthroned on the Mount Olympus. Foreign spirits could be identified as native spirits with different names. Hathor is beautiful Egyptian spirit of love, romance, and joy with dominions over perfumes, cosmetic, and fertility. That description could be very easily applied to Aphrodite's. Hence, the Greek identified Hathor with Aphrodite. The two goddesses were identified as one with different names and local manifestations. The best The identification serves as spiritual shorthand, giving someone unfamiliar with a spirit a quick sense of what spirit nature versus via correspondence. At worst, it overamplifies mythology, ignoring important nuances that distinguish one spirit from another. Identification can also frequently demonstrate the arrogance of conquerors who can't be bothered to familiarize themselves with the deities of their own subject. It is an observer having noticed that you resemble your sibling, deciding to call you by that sibling's name rather than your own, to have themselves the trouble of distinguishing between the two. It's like identifying. You have to be very careful. Identification, someone may see a picture and that picture may, but you may see it different. So it's different images. It talks about images. The incense. Incense is a traditional predominant, predominant components of spirit venerations. It is believed that ascended smoke carries prayers and petitions with it, magically delivering it to the correct recipient, like the owls who know just where to deliver mail in Harry Potter's book. Specific fragrances are used for signals of specific spirits. Candles, especially scented ones, may be used in addition to, instead of incense. Wax candles were made of many fragrance botanicals. Material was more popular. Incense is typically available in three forms. You have the incense sticks, you have the cones, then you have the loose botanical material intended to be sprinkled all over charcoal and then burnt. Much commercially manufactured incense is now synthetic. Yes, they are, particularly very inexpensive brands. The cones and the stick, the high quality sticks and cone incense does exist, but is not cheap. The loose incense tends to be real. It is less labor intensive to create, and its very nature less easy to fake. One botanical instance may substitute for another, but is unlikely to be synthetic. So I'm gonna end it there. There's a lot in here, and I'm not gonna go through it. So I hope that helped you. I hope I was able to pinpoint some of the points of spirits, the myths and the lies. I love you. The myths and the truth, I mean. I love you all. Please don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I may come back later for a reading. Namaste.